Hi, good evening, Opera Omnia. Bishop, yes, that's right. Throwing it up another video. So life got to me. It was one of those situations where you bite off more than you can chew and something had to go. So recording videos was the thing that was probably, while the most fun, not the thing that was actually was something that was going to take up most of my time. So I actually wanted to come back with Dare to Defy, but then since I run this thing on an Android tablet, I got stuck with the summon crash. So here we go. I'm going back. I decided to wait and come back for one that was fun, and I had a blast with this one. We're going to introduce everybody to Balthier the Terminator here. So as you can see, I got Balthier, I've got Gladio, I got Ursula. So this was my ticket mission team. So this is what I was running for with this. So there's some, I don't want to call it RNG because that's not a big part of this here with what you're going to have, but there is some turn order and some other things that you're going to have to deal with here. Ursula's not too bad this time around. I find her a little bit easier to use with what we have, and I'm understanding that she's going to turn warp was something I did take into account. So right now we're just blowing stuff up. I've already had I got Balthier set up. The beauty of bringing Gladio here is, for an example, a turn like this. Here comes an HP attack that will do absolutely nothing. Fun fact there with this. So like I said, there's the turn warp that we're going to have. I'm kind of watching everything here. I'm using as many of these free skills and giving Ursula a bunch of turns in order to try and, first of all, make sure I keep all the buffs up, but try to do everything I can to maximize some brave on all my characters. Because like I said, that's the key here, especially once we get into force time with what we're going to have. So did I do this one here? I think I did. Yeah, there we go. Great aim. This thing is, running this bad boy twice is huge. See, now right there, that's probably the worst great aim I'm going to have, because later on when everything comes up, it's going to take care of itself. All right, so Totto's got her force, and then she's going to have the turn that comes right back up with it. So I'm actually going to take this to my advantage since she's going to hit me with the plus, which means Gladio's going to have 1 HP. Gotta love last stand. Now, one thing most people probably don't have that I do. As you see, Gladio is recovering. I have a C sphere on Gladio that heals. I can't remember whose exactly it is. You'll see it at the end, but it's one that whenever he does a critical hit, he gets a 5% heal. So it's one that allows him to heal up a little bit more. All right, so at that point I was kind of debating, okay, what's my turn order? What am I looking at? Want to make sure we get everything here. So like I said, this is where I'm kind of debating. So I was going a little earlier than I wanted to with this. I started realizing after I applied the Raijin call that I probably wanted to wait for it here. So this is me kind of gauge charging with Ursula to get it up to 100, because I was debating whether or not to go right in with the fourth time right after she went. So I decided it would be a better idea to just kind of wait and go from here. So I'm just kind of setting it up, making sure that I've got snatch up so that thing doesn't fall off. So it's actually a better idea, I think, there. So now I'm setting up and getting ready for force time here. So as you see here, I got Gladio good and healed up after everything. Here comes Rem. So I'll have the Rem effect up, because at this point, very likely Gladios might get one turn when everything is done, because as you can see right now, the turn order is kind of setting up like I want, where I'm going to have Ursula, and then for Ursula to set up for her BT phase, and then Balthier is going to be able to jump in. So as you're going to notice here is this little set's going on. So you saw that little jump on the end of the turn bar. After that, after C went, because I had Ursula, Balthier, Totto in those turns, and then it was Ursula Balthier again. But you see, Balthier and Ursula switched positions. So right when I saw that, I said, okay, I've got to do something a little bit different here. Just a sweet little trick, as you can see. Now I've got, and this is when I should have, before this was when I should have used the Raijin call, but I don't think that's going to make that big a deal in the long run. So now everybody's set up. We're going to have Balthier. Now, my initial plan here, as you see, I'm kind of jumping and thinking about it. I was going to use Seymour's LDCA to push Shantotto back, along with, the other Manikins. But then I was like, okay, wait a minute. If I push them back, I'm going to go right into Balthier after this, and this is where the plan's going to get messed up. So as you can see, here comes my force. This will be the first one here. Then I'm going to echo. Of course, the AA is really not that big a deal for him. We'll get these here. And then so once we get this burst effect, and then the big thing here, which is where this is just going to rip Totto apart, is going to be the follow-up with this BT effect. So the nice part here, since Totto and the Manikins are going to get 3 extra turns, we're going to get a nice little extra boost here with Gladio, where he's going to take them all down a good chunk. Takes care of that. We got A. And that's, like I said, this is, as you can see, Raijin's, if you saw it, Raijin's call debuff has fallen off. I don't think made a huge deal with this, but I would have liked to have had it on. All right, so now as you can see, I got Ursula jumping. She's going to do her echo. Got the one here, the one behind it. Okay. And I'm going to be very, very tempted after this echo to use that EX. But I was like, nah, I've got the turn order where I want it. Because a lot of times when I run this, it's Balthier, then Ursula, then I got to go with Gladio for a turn. Then I get Balthier to be able to go into burst. So that's why I was debating, and I said, nah, let me just go with this one right here. So I went with the LD, since it had a bunch of dumps as opposed to the S1, which had as many HP dumps, but I just wanted to go with the EX because I thought, or the LD, because I thought it'd be a little bit stronger than that. Okay, now here comes the big one. Here's where the Terminator comes out. As you can see, I got Totto at 72 right there, and that's not bad. She started this whole force time at 90. So I go with Snatch Shot to get that out of the way. We're going to go with the EX here because the great aim skill is the one I want to get here. So I got to make sure I use it. And I debated whether or not to go with the FR here, but I said, no, we're going to go great aim, which is going to, as you can see, just start shredding Totto left and right. Got to love that red aura. I wonder what that thing does. And then we've got I'm going to go with the LD so I get the return on the return of the great aim skill here. So I can pop them again, or I can get her again. As you can see, that thing is just mauling her, especially once you add in the good old follow-up. So we're at 22 with 2 turns. So not bad. Here comes the LD. Usually I'm doing this with about 850, but I'm not going to get the summon after this. And so now she's down to 5. Let's go with a little finisher here. And there goes Totto. She is down. We got 16% left, and I have a summon, which honestly, I don't typically have that, so this was actually an even more fun run than I anticipated. I thought I was going to have to hit all this stuff outside of force. All right, so thank you, Bahamut. That takes another 5 or 6%. Now, right here, I debated whether or not to go with the LD or the EX. I couldn't remember because I knew the EX had splash, but I didn't remember how much. And I knew that Blink, or not Blink, but Impulse would split, so I figured that was a little bit better. I ended up getting a launch. I'll be honest, I forgot about the launch part of this, but that'll take care of Manikin number 1. And then we'll get Ursula. And at this point, it's just like, okay, you got 2%, so you got, shoot, I don't know, a few 100 million, or a few millions in there somewhere. So we'll get her a single turn. I decided not to go with an EX or anything because I just figured there's more damage coming out of the barrel of this gun, considering this thing's about to blow something up here with great aim. We'll get about, I've yet to figure out how many dumps that thing is. I think it's like 10 or 12 when it's all said and done. Officially, I got to count it because I used to look at it, but I stopped paying attention to it. So there it is. That is Balthier the Terminator, along with Gladio and Ursula. So if you want to do that, now like I said, the trick is I got a green Balthier, I got a green Ursula. You know, if you don't got that, that might be tough. I don't know if a lot of people got Balthier, but if you got his BT and you got him and you want to get some heavy damage, you might want to think about it. You don't need to have a buff to steel to blow things up like that. As you can see, I did a heck of a number with that. So appreciate you watching. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll hopefully be able to get back to it. Can't guarantee I'll be getting them all out, but I hope to try to get more out now. I think it's been about 3 or 4 months. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye.